殺す。おじけづくか。
Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Gambo here and welcome back for another round of World of Warcraft WoD Enhancement PvP on my Enhancement Shaman. Today I have prepared two games for you, which I'm going to share naturally with you. And also, one of my viewers brought up a question for me a few days ago, and I also will try to answer that question. And believe me, it's a simple question, but to answer it in the right way is, in my opinion, pretty difficult. So, one of my viewers called chomag725, probably a lady or a mister, I don't know. He asked me, I heard people saying enhancement is now great for 1v1 action. Is it a good idea to roll one for casual PvP like 1v1 and World PvP? So this is the question. And to be honest, it's a simple question which you could answer with yes, it is a good idea to roll for enhancer for 1v1 action, or you could simply say no, it's not a good idea to roll one for 1v1 PvP action. And you can argue as many argues you find to roll for one. I'm sure as many you can find to do not to roll for one. So this is the issue, and the biggest problem with that is that it highly depends on the player, and not only on the player who's playing the class, but it also depends, always remember that, the performance of the class not only depends on the class, but most of it depends on the player behind the class. Yeah, so which means you can have, let's say, not as a potent class like Enhancer, but you can still have a highly routined and highly skilled player behind it, like me. Or maybe I'm even not a highly skilled, I'm just routined and casual. But I know what to do to get a good performance out of the Enhancer. And when I meet, no matter what kind of class against me in a 1v1 situation, then it is highly possible that I will outperform that guy, not by my class, but by my skill and the performance I'm capable of getting out of my class. But this also has something to do with my opponent. When he is not capable of putting the same performance out on his class, then naturally he's going to lose. So now I could say, yeah, go roll for Enhancer, because Enhancer is great, depending on my experience. And then chomag725 starts to play and he sucks. Not because he's a bad player, but because he's a very, not a bad player, but very unexperienced player, a new one, yeah? A beginner. So naturally, for him, it is quite difficult to get the same performance out of the class compared to myself. And then, especially when he starts to run into people which are capable of getting a good performance out of the class, he will have big issues. And then he comes back to me and tells Gambo, you know what, you're bullshit, because you're telling me bullshit. It is also possible that he is a very high skilled player, very well routined, and he knows how to get the performance out of the right performance out of an Enhancer. And previously I would tell him, no, don't go for an Enhancer because Enhancer sucks. And then he also comes back and tells me, Gambo, you know what, you suck, and bullshit time is going on. So you'll see there are too many possibilities in the background which I don't know, yeah, which could lead to a wrong or false answer to that, to your question, because you should remember PvP not only relies on the class you're playing, but it also relies on the player who is playing the class, how capable he is, and how capable he is of getting the right performance or a good performance out of his class. So when you have a good player and a weak or slightly weaker class, but a good player behind it, then it is highly possible that he will outperform a lower skilled or slightly worse player with a better class, just because he knows how to get the better performance out of the class. So you'll see this is the issue. It not only depends on the player who's playing the class, but it also depends on the opponent you're fighting against. Naturally, when you have players which know, as I say, when they know how to get the right performance out of the class, yeah, then you're going to have probably from time to time a bad day, especially when you try to hunt down like what are the natural counters for Enhancer? Rogues, I would say, Windwalker, Monks, probably Hunters. When you have equal players and you play an Enhancer and you play against the equal Rogue, Windwalker, Monk or a Hunter, yeah, the chances are good for them that they will outperform you just because of their class. But anyway, second game, and this is what I call a bad day. Look at that warrior. Yeah, he had a very bad day. Unfortunately for him, I got a berserker. And as you all saw, I did. I did in the first, what was it, 6 seconds. Something about 200,000 damage. With 2 of my lava lashes, I did over, what was it, 100,000? Yeah, probably. And then a lightning bolt for over 40k. Yeah, this is what I call to have a very bad day, and it doesn't get better. Also, this is one of these moments where I really would wish for having an execute ability, because look at that. It is like, it really, here and now, I leak damage, really, it's just like 5 to 10% more damage to bring this warrior down, but yeah, unfortunately we don't have an execute ability. Yeah, I know you want to try to get the big boy down, but not today, Sunshine, not with the commander. Yeah, the commander is going to kill you, my friend. Commander is going to get enraged because he's lucky that you were not able to bring me down in the execute. Also, thankfully, I had great healing and good support from the rest of my team. But as I say, in some situation I would wish we would have some kind of execute. Not especially an execute ability, but as I say, how about instant cast of lightning bolt against targets which are below, let's say, 30% life, 20% life, casting instant lightning bolts against them. As we would, in the form as we would use 5 stacks of millstone weapon. And yeah, the same warrior, the same shaman, and again, unfortunately for him, yeah, again a berserker, and I thought I would need to hunt him down. No, he's a gentleman. He comes to die. He really is. He already knew probably that I wouldn't allow him to go away with it, yeah. So, yeah, 50k lightning bolt in your face, my friend. This is absolutely something that I would call a very bad day, because like twice in a row the same warrior stumbled into a 1v1 versus me, and twice in a row I had a good time, and I have some luck, let's say it that way, that twice in a row Berserker buff was available for me, which leads some extra damage. Let's say it this way. So yeah, it was absolutely a very bad time for the warrior. So yeah, as I say, I would wish we would have some kind of execute ability which would allow us to use lightning bolt against targets which are below 30 or 20% life, so that we can use against such targets instantly lightning bolt. In a way we would use it when we have 5 stacks of Millstone weapon, which means instantly for no mana cost, and also with the improved damage of, what is it, 50% probably, yeah, 50%. So this would absolutely fit perfectly, on my opinion. But yeah, unfortunately, nope, we do not have an execute, which, yeah, is not the worst thing in the world, but yeah, we will see. We'll see what will happen in the future. And one of my opponents I will do totally overkill. Look at that hunter there. I will lead to him total overkill. You don't believe it? Wait a second. Wait a second. Look at that. Totally overkill. Totally overkill. we hit him so hard that he left the game. If this is not a total overkill, then I have absolutely no clue what it is. And then there we have a healer. We can't stop the healer, but we can kill Monk. So yeah, Monk has a very bad day too, especially because it wasn't only me who was attacking the Monk, it also was a hunter. And now, yeah, now I try to bring that healer down, but unfortunately for me, it looks like that healer is not the worst one, also has some kind of equipment. I don't know how well he's equipped, but it looks like, it looks not bad overall, I would say, yeah? It really looks not bad for him, and yeah, it is very depressing when you try to kill a healer by your own and the highest crit hits you're doing are somewhere around 3k, 4k, 5k. Yeah, this is a very depressing thing. Even 7.5k. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for your attention. Until next time, here's Super Gambo.
殺す。おじけづくか。